Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Mama Fox Studios. This is Missy and we are on build number 6 of our courtyard slash garden. That's all I'm going to say, courtyard slash garden. So on our last video, we built and completed our little kitchen, cabinet, stove, sink area here. Turned out really cute. I did choose to put the teapot back here and not on the second burner. That way you can actually see that it's a stove. Otherwise it covered up the burners and you kind of just thought it was a black spot, a black mat or something. And then I put some of my batting in here and a little piece of, just a little extra piece of wiring. Kind of makes it look like bubbles and like a little spatula or a stove handle, a pan handle, something's down in the water, you know, under the suds. So I like doing that on that little extra touch that I've picked up along the way from some other kits and ideas, so I like to do that with my sinks. So we'll set that to the side and we're going to keep on building. So we're going to build this little cabinet here and then we'll probably do the fridge. So we need D14 and D21, and yes, I have to measure and find the right ones. So if you don't want to go through this part, you know the drill, go ahead and fast forward. Run me at higher speeds if you just want to blah 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 through it, however you want to do it, but please just be kind in the comments. D14 is 60 by 12, so that's millimeters, so we're looking for 6 centimeters. That is 6 by 1.2. Yep, and there are 2 of them. Correct. Okay. And then D21 is 26 by 12. And there are 9 of these. So what do we have a lot of? 26 is 2.6 by 12 is 1.2. Yep. So how many do we need of? Well, let's just, that's gonna go there. See, the only thing I don't like, that those are like so orange versus that's like a cream. Can you guys see that color change on the camera? I'm not sure if you can. And just these two long ones are this orangey orange, but nothing we can do about it. And then, okay, so then there's a second one. Ugh. I just want to make sure they're the same size. Yep, okay. So that's going there. That's going kind of there. We have D16, 2 of them, and they're the ones with the little spot in the center. So those are going to make up that part. And then D15, which is one of the square ones. And it is 32 by 30, and there's 2 of them, so I'm guessing this one. 32, 30, yep, okay. So these are the parts we want, and then one of the 3-17 that we accidentally cut out previously, and then we're gonna get some beads and stuff, but I'll get those after I glue these together. So we want D14 and D21. Now D21 is going to sit on the inside, so we want it inside there. So I'm going to use my Aleene's original tacky glue. Just have it slightly watered down so it doesn't break my squeeze bottle with a precision tip, and a few little bits of crazy glue with a brush applicator. Just get those lined up, make sure they're flush on the top and bottom. Okay, so now our 2 with the slits in them, we want to put them together. Put a little bit of glue inside there, and then we squish them together if they'll, okay. This is the reason I sometimes don't like these, is because they're not always the right width. I think the painting process has something to do with that. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Brute force if necessary. Mine was necessary. It hurts my fingers, so I am just gonna, okay, we're down. So then this is going to go like this. It does show the center, the one going up and down is the one that you can see the whole spine of, but it doesn't really matter. They're square, so it's gonna fit either way. So we want two sides that are right next to each other. And I'm gonna just try to hit the center mark here, and then kind of somewhere in there, hopefully. We want to square that up as best we can. And then the other D21. So on the edge, whoop, and also on this edge. Okay, and then we're gonna put this side on now. If you're not squared up, this is where you'll know, because your other side will like totter. So just, you can adjust, and you can also kind of see. That's where you can just adjust your wood pieces. Yeah, that one is still a little bit out of whack, I think. Whoop, I went too far now. Okay, that's better. And I'm just going to put a bit on the top here, because I'm not going to measure out where they're all going to line up. We want to make sure it's flush and flush. So it's flush on the top and on the side. Okay, and then we're going to take our D15, and it is going to fit all the way to the edges, and we want to cover up this bottom shelf, which will put it flat on the edge there. Okay, so across the bottom shelf and down the rest of the edges. I am watching a trippy series. It's called Euphoria. It's on HBO Max. It's got, I think her name's like Zendaya. Is that, I think is her name. She's like an addict, and whew, there's only 2 seasons, I think. And I'm like, just started season 2. And, oh, did I do that the wrong way? Yes, I did. I was like, why isn't it covering the top? Because there is a 0.2 centimeter or 2 millimeter difference. So make sure it is flush on your sides, and then that way it covers up that top. Otherwise, it sticks out a little on the side and doesn't cover the top of the shelving like this one. This way it does. But yeah, so this Euphoria is a trippy. I mean, it's cool. I like it. It's a lot more adult than I'm used to see. Wasn't she like a Nickelodeon kid? I don't know for 100% sure. I know she was like, did some kid show, but I don't know for sure what it was. My son was out of that stage by the time she came up, so. All right, so it's going to sit this way, and now we want to put our, yep, right on there, okay. So it's very, very adult themed, very adult themed. And if you're a squeamish or shy adult, not even for you then. Yeah. So drug use comes with the use of substances and drinks, and along with that is nudity and all the other stuff. And these are supposed to be like teenagers, which kills me. I was not like that as a teenager. I wasn't even like that as an adult ever, but I know some people are, so it's a depiction, all right. They're like doing these kind of like weird dream sequences in this season. It's like, is this real, or are they imagining this? Having a little trouble keeping track of what's real and what's imagined. Okay, so now in our stash here we need I-50, which is one of the bigger bright yellow round ones. I-41, which is one of the like the teardropped wooden ones. Okay. Whoops. The little teardrop wooden ones. We need I-36, which is one of these littler wooden tube long ones. And then I-17, no, that's the wire. We need 2 of the I-17 wires, which is that middle one. It doesn't give us a length, but we're gonna put them in I-40, which is one of these little tan wooden ones, which looks like 2 little round ones stuck together. And we want these 2 pieces of wood to stick up at different lengths. So this is about almost 5 centimeters. So I don't want them to stick up too much. Not 5 centimeters, I'm sorry, 0.5 centimeters, so half a centimeter. So I'm gonna go like 1 and 1 1/4. And then we need I-64, which is one of our little like silver like little bowls, or like my first thought was clamshell, but whatever. Kind of like a, we've used them in the past for a lot for bowls, or for like lamp bases. That they're really good for that too. Okay, so this is going in the bottom corner. First I'm gonna, oh, that one's almost closed up on the, so we're gonna make that the bottom. Nice. Happy accident. Stick those in there. Gotta make sure that it fits in that shelf. Nope. Okay, so the first one fits, but it may just be because the bottom, I don't know. So I'm just gonna cut it just slightly bigger. That's fine. So that one and this one are gonna sit in the bottom left. This is bottom right. The wood one is top right, and the yellow one is bottom top left. All right, so Stick our glue on the bottom of each of these. And just plop them right down, right up by the front. Whoop. I don't even know why you have those little sticks in there. I think they're supposed to be like the diffuser reeds, but you can't really see them once they're in. But oh well. Like the picture here is a drawing, so it is not even, it's not even like a real picture, and they do not sit the way that they show them, just in my opinion. Okay, so there is our little sideboard, cabinet, shelving, whatever thing. Okay, so like, I guess it's supposed to, except this one, I'm not sure. Oh, they might be chopsticks, like that. Maybe that's the holder for chopsticks. I'd say these are like bowls and like bowls, I guess, like in the kitchen. So that might be the chopstick holder. I don't know. So we have that one. And then we're gonna do our fridge. So we're gonna grab D again. And we want the gray ones. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm gonna put these back in the bag of D so I don't lose them. This is actually my 3rd build today. I have not done 3 builds in one day in a long time. This used to be my standard. Like, I would build all day if possible. But I built this morning, and then I did a stenciling, lettering, taping, peeling job on my dad's workbench for him. Yesterday I taped off a word, and then when he went to peel it off, it peeled off the underneath paint that we tried to save. So I had to go ahead and peel off all of it. I did that, and then I came and I was like, they were gone, and I was bored, so yeah, sure, we'll do another build. And now it's after dinner, and I did not want to lose all those pieces. So D19 is the one where there's 2 of them. And the bigger one is D18, and then the 2 sides are D20. So, on the inside, right? Yeah, everything's going to sit on the inside. So, inside. Yep, okay. So our alien's on one edge. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit the super glue. I'm not even going to try the corner things on these because I can already tell that these are not like even throughout. Like the edges, some of the edges are a little bit thicker, a little bit thinner. Okay, so we want that up there. I do want to stand it up real quick, make sure they're even. There we go. And then we're going to do our 2 corners, top and bottom. Now they are square, so there's not a top or a bottom. I mean, there's not a side and top and bottom, left and right. There's just any 2 sides. And then corner top, and dang it. I want to make sure that that is flush all the way around. Nope, you're still setting in. What are you doing? There we go. Because if you have these inside some, like this one is a little bit inside, when you go to put the next board on, it's not going to fit. Am I super loose that? So I'm going to have to pop it loose without... Yep, I didn't want to do that. Waiting for glue to dry. So I do have a lot of new subscribers, which thank you, by the way. You guys rock. You're awesome. Did you guys know that I wrote a theme song for it's the unofficial official theme song of this channel? I did. It's called Glue Dreams. It's all about making miniatures. It's on my channel in the playlist under my music. To be fair, I did write all the lyrics to all the songs. There's 25, I think. I, however, did not sing or create the music. The music. I created the lyrics. I mean, they're my lyrics, my words. But everything else is AI generated because I can't sing, save my life, and I don't know how to read music. Trust me, I tried. My grandma tried to teach me to play the organ so very badly when I was a kid. My brain just doesn't work. I know what the letters. I know, yeah, what letter the notes are. It's every good boy deserves fudge and face, F-A-C-E. And I know how to count them on the lines. I just can't count them fast enough to play them. You have to go slow and count them. Each one I have to count the bars and the stanza, and it doesn't work. So I never learned to play. My sister did, one of my brothers did, my son did, my ex-husband did, just not me. Nope. So when I learned what I could do with these songs, it's amazing. I have, and I publish them, so I have a new one I just made, and I let my son listen to it, and he says, "Oh my gosh, Mom, it sounds like a real song." I was like, "Gee, thanks, dude." The early ones are not good. I will say that they're not good. They were my poetry that I just put to music, basically. A lot of them are dark, about loss or mental health or, you know, my crazy brain. And then the newer ones, though, I think are better. I'm actually writing them as songs, not as poetry that I then change to a song. So yeah, give a listen if you like. My newer ones, yesterday's Ghosts and Seeing Shadows, I think, are really good. I have not put out Masks yet. It is coming up. I will be doing that soon, though. No, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, yeah. Okay. Second guessed myself there for a second, and I guessed wrong. Whoop, we didn't even get it on the wood. Oh my goodness, seriously? We went right off the wood, right onto the counter. So if we've done this right, and I believe we are very, very close, this should sit on the wood and be flush all the way around. The center kind of is bowed a little bit, so the center kind of wants to stick out a little bit, but that's okay. We'll get it stuck down. All right. Now we want to take 3-6. Oh, it's our refrigerator here. And we're going to cut this little one out. Why do you have round edges on a paper when you're putting it on a square edged wood? I don't get that. I'm just squaring my corners. So just like that. The little control panel is up on the top right. Make sure it's not sliding around. I'm just going to trim up the smallest little bit of excess I have here. I did pretty good on this one. And there we have our fridge. Now don't poke your finger in there because there's nothing behind this. Remember, it's open. I thought they would have us put it on this side, but nope, we put it on the open side. So our fridge there. And that is our kitchen. So now we are going to be moving to the bedroom. All right, so we're gonna not this one. We're gonna, I'm like, why did I pick that up? Because it was sitting on top. Okay, we need the 2 red materials. Right? Yeah. Okay. So follow the I-16, fold the I-16. I think it's supposed to be I-6 and I-8, and they have 16 and 18 in some spots. I don't know. Along the dotted line is shown in the figure. Cut along the dotted line with needlework. Okay, I'm not sewing these, you guys. I'm not. I'm using my double-sided tape. I'm going to tell you that now. They would have us sewing, and I am not going to sew. So I'm going to use the score tape, 1/8 inch. Now I do have some. This is not like super expensive, but it's a really big roll. And I've been using this for a couple months now, and it's still got that much. And it was like, I want to say like $6 or $8. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while, but it was a good deal, and I used this on like all my material. It took me a while to remember in the beginning, but now I'm pretty good at remembering. But I also did buy this just from Temu. I got 20 rolls of it for like $2 or something. I don't remember, or free or something. It's also double-sided tape. It's a little bit wider. It doesn't tell me, but it's about double that. So I'm thinking it's about 1/4 of an inch. And I use this like mostly when I put wires down. That way I have a little bit more room to work with them. So, but we're going to be using the score tape for this material. So we need one of each. No, two. Okay. Oh, a watch just died. 2 pillows from each material. Okay, and they need to be 25 by 45 millimeters. So 2.5, and then 2.5. That makes 5, and then 4.5 deep. Actually, I should have done it like this and this. And as you can see, I'm doing all my marking on the back because we won't see it that way. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and measure out both of them. 2.5, 5. 4.5, 4.5. So it's not a very good line. And then 2.5 and 5. Okay, so I'm going to just be using this little cheapy roller from Dollar Tree. Now I have the bigger Fisker's roller. I don't like it. It's too big. It's too big, honestly. When if you're doing like big, huge amounts of yards of it, I understand. But and I've been told to hold it like you would hold a fork, or like a pencil, not like a fork. Like, I don't know. I think I used to hold it like this, and I was told like I should maybe hold it like this. Was the suggestion? Isn't this supposed to come down? It's not moving at all. It has an arrow both ways. Like it's supposed to slide down out of here, and these push in and come down. Okay. I thought this was my new one. Maybe it was the old one, because I have another one here that I don't have the stopper in, so that's why I thought this was the old one. See, it's supposed to do that. But, okay, well, we'll use this one. You don't have to use a roller on these. You can use scissors. You can try the X-Acto blade. I don't really have myself. I don't have much luck on the materials with that. But you may know, you may have a better luck. Okay, so there's 2 of them. And these are pillows, so they don't have to be like exact. I don't feel like they do. Straight would be a better way to think of what you need to get done. But then again, if they're not perfectly straight, you can always kind of hide that in the folding of it too. Okay. So we're going to fold these in half. So what I'm going to do is run my tape halfway because it is double-sided. So I only need the tape on half of it. I hate when material frays. I hate it. I thought I had a glue stick somewhere. Someone said that they use glue sticks to stop it from fraying. I haven't tried it yet. So first, that's maybe a little more than half just to make sure that I've got half of it. But you know what I mean, in that general area. I do kind of want to, oh, no, I want you even. I want to try to get it close to the edge as I can without going over. Come on. I'm going to hit all 4 of these. Same process, rinse and repeat. Dogs are saying hi again. The whole neighborhood's dogs gotta at least 3 times a day come out and say hi to each other. Sometimes more. Oh, no. My finger keeps getting in the way. And last one here for now. Okay. So now one of the easiest ways I found to, and it's still not easy, but is to get the double-sided, the paper off. Make sure you've got it down really good. And then I just use my blade to kind of poke it and try to lift. But you got to come in at a low angle so you don't get the tape underneath it. And kind of close to the edge if you can. There we go. There's one. Nope. Nope, you're just pulling the tape up. That's why it needs to be pressed down really good, because that tape needs to stay down. There we go. I just didn't have it pressed down hard enough. Okay, and then we're going to take it and line them up. Oh, no, 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 no. Get off my finger. And whoop. So we'll just trim up if they're not perfectly straight with each other. Oh, that's why. Rinse and repeat 3 more times. Yes, pillows can be obnoxious and time consuming, and when you don't have tape and you're having to glue them, they are a pain, but they look cute when in the finished product. So I would suggest, if you have a Dollar Tree, these little clamps are so good. They hurt my fingers. They are so strong. And what I would do when I had to glue these is I would glue them, and then I would stick these right on the edge. And I tell you what, it makes a nice crisp edge. And some of the bigger ones you need 2 of. So you put them 2 right next to each other. Nice crisp edge. If I have to glue, that's what I always do now, because it just makes it look really nice. And I would not suggest super glue because it makes the material really, really stiff. I mean, if that's all you have and you're doing your whole build with super glue, okay. Sure, why not? But I mean, I kind of don't suggest that either. That would be kind of a pain. But if it's what you have, it's what you have, and yeah, it'll work. But I just want to make sure. Did I even run my fingers down the edges? We want to make sure those edges are tight. And again, I'm just gonna, they're just a little bit of overage because I didn't cut like exactly straight. I'll just trim those up, that's fine. Okay, we've got those 2. Oh, you know what? These 2 were supposed to be the 45 by 25, and these 2 were supposed to be 60 by 30, but I'm not redoing them. So all it was you're supposed to have 2 big ones in the back and then 2 smaller ones in the front. They're not going to be the same size. I'm okay with that. So if you're doing it per book, these ones with the little branches, the dark branches, are 45 by 25. So 4.5 by 2.5 centimeters. These ones are 30 by 60, so 3 by 6 centimeters. And then you'll have 2 different sizes, but I saw the end product and didn't read the instructions too close enough. My fault, but it is not a big disaster. It's like, okay, so it's a centimeter and a half smaller, no biggie. I mean, it's not a centimeter and a half bigger. They're just the same size. had a suggestion from a viewer in my comments about this double-sided tape, and they actually said it will change your life. And I'm telling you, they were right. I used to hate working with any and all fabric, and I've done a couple sewing shops now. Well, you can't count the photo frame because there really, well, there's a little, yeah, there was fabric. Oh yeah, there was. I've done a couple of sewing shops now, dealing with a lot of fabric. And when I have to glue it, I absolutely hate working with fabric. I'm not a seamstress, although I play one occasionally on YouTube. But yeah, the double-sided tape makes it so it's enjoyable again. It's like, no big deal. Okay, I used to dread pillows. Oh, God. I would be like, no, I don't want to. Do I have to have pillows? Can I just pretend they got lost? Whoop, pull the tape up. And there was even some of mine that don't have pillows because they were so bad. I was not going to put them in there. And then I just didn't remake them. I just don't have pillows on bed. That's a true story. There's, I think, 2 that don't have pillows. So, yeah, this double-sided tape is definitely a game changer. And you'll notice sometimes because they're a little bit not square, there's a little bit of play. And I'm okay with that because we're going to stuff them anyways. Okay, so now we're going to put these back. And we're going to get out a little bag of batting, or filler. It's just filling. I don't know why I call it batting. It's filler, right? Something. I don't know. We're going to stuff it inside the pillows now. And I have definitely found that if you cut it, it makes it a bit easier because it doesn't pull it all apart and then you try to shove it back together. And also, it's kind of hard, but fold it, fold it, fold it if you can. I squeeze it in my tweezers, and then I use those tweezer points to try to open up that top spot that we did not put tape on. Oh, I had it and now I lost it. Yeah, I didn't say I was good at this. I said it's easier with the tape. I did not say I was good at it either. I've lost. Okay, no, dang it. I want the tweezers to go in there so it drags some of that batting. Okay. We done messed up here. Got too loose. They must be dishing some dirt today. I don't know. Who ran away? Who's the dogs? I swear they have their own like little lingo. And my dog thinks she's the gossip queen, I guess. Why am I having so much trouble with this? Oh my goodness. Ah, okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, I don't know why that took so much to get in there. Okay, stuff it as full as you want. I am not going to overstuff mine. I've done that before. At least these ones. I think these ones are going to go in the front. I know it's the other way around on the picture, but I like these, this pattern better. Now we want to make sure we don't have any loose bits. I always use the end of my tweezers because we don't want any loose bits. And then we want to cut a piece of our tape. I've cut it too long because I forgot these sides are already taped down. Now the fun part, getting the backing paper off, while simultaneously holding the batting in. I'm just going to always call it batting. I don't know why. I don't think that's right, but that's just what I want to call it, I guess. Not letting that come out, not taking the tape off, and not letting the sides get opened up. Like, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, we have a cute little pillow. One down, 3 more to go. Right? It's kind of like trying to wind silk thread. Have you ever tried to loop silk thread neatly? Not just to wind it up, but have you ever tried to put it into a ball and have it be neat? Oh my gosh. It's kind of as much of a disaster as this is. Nope. There it goes. Okay, we did better that time. I hate these. Slide it in, oh, sorry. Sorry. Good thing about the tape, if perchance, like, you really can only get half of it in, you can always trim off any excess that's sticking out. You have a little corner here that's not quite in, but that's fine. Yep. So I'm just gonna trim it. Just make sure you don't trim too much that you take off all the tape. Pillow number 2. Oh. Okay, so there's both of those of that pattern. Now I'm going to do a little bit more because these ones are going to go on the back, so I think I want these a little bit fluffier. Oh, open up, open up, open up. What are you doing? There we go. Nope, don't push, take in the side. Whoop. This might be too much, I don't know. No, we're gonna get it in there one way or another. I just want that in far enough so that when I put the tape in, it doesn't just lay on top of that batting, because then it'll just, if the batting's not connected to anything, and it'll just lift off and move. And trust me, I've done it before and it's a pain. You think you're done, and then you take your hands off and it's like, it just opens up and the batting's just sitting there. You're like, wait, what? And the tape's stuck to just the batting. As long as it's on some of the material, you're okay. I mean, essentially you want it just on the material, but if your batting gets in the way, I've had them where they just won't cooperate. And so some of the tape sits in the batting, but the majority of it would be closed. That happens. It's okay. No, 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 no. And also if you get batting in between, sometimes it won't close, but I think we're okay here. Got a little batting right there and right there, but I think we're closed enough. Now see how they pretty much look the same. They really, really do. But if you feel them, that one's nice and squishy, and that one's very tight. But, oh well. Last one, and I know we're at an hour, but I'm going to finish this last pillow. Because then next is the lamps, and then we've got a little book we're going to make for the bedside table, and then we're going to make the bed. No, don't get stuck on there. Oh, no, no, no. The dog, sorry, the dog scared me. My heart rate kind of jumped. I think she's got a secret girlfriend, or I should say boyfriend probably. Just, even at night she's out back nowadays. I think she's just patiently waiting. I just don't know which dog it is. And unless they're a small dog, I can't get in our gate. Because Callie can't get out of it. Although we had a dog that escaped, not even from our street. Like from 3 streets over. And we had saw it kind of running earlier, but thought it was just going home or whatever. We found it in the backyard one evening. My dad, but it ran out back out of the yard. We couldn't get it. And then we would all go to bed. And I'm so used to, I know what my dog sounds like on our hardwood floor. I was like, that's not our dog. That's two dogs. Yeah, we have a doggy door. And they came on in. And they had a tag with the name and the phone number. So I called 3 streets over. They come, they get her, the little doggy, the little girl. And 5 minutes later, she's back running in the house straight into my room. And so I called again. She goes, I was just getting ready to call you. I got her in her carrier and she escaped. I said, yep, right back in the house. So that was a fun night. Okay, this one just doesn't want to stay open. Just get started. Once you get started, you're fine. There we go. No, we've got this side pulled in. Even though they don't look different, I am going to go ahead and fill this one so it's tight like the other one, because they might sit different with the other ones leaning on them. So, oh, this one's there we go. No, not. I accidentally shredded the edges of these. Oh, you came out. I think we just like basically manhandled it into submission, because that was one of the worst stuffings that I've ever had. That didn't sound quite right. Whoops, sorry. You know what I mean. I know, get my mind out of the gutter. Sorry, it lives there. Okay. I think we're good there. Let's put this away, because if I don't stay organized and put this away now, I will lose it. And we've got to put some bedding on our bed when we make it next time. And let's see. So we did the kitchen cabinet and the fridge and the pillows. Oh, okay. I was thinking, what did we get done? But yeah, we got all those done. Let me just keep myself organized. Those up there. Trying to anyways. and clean. Otherwise, I cannot tell you. Well, you've seen, if you've watched any of my other builds, sometimes I'm very, very organized and neat and tidy, and sometimes it's like a hurricane came through. And I don't know the difference. I don't know why, but I know there's so much here. If I don't stay clean and organized, I'm gonna lose things. So we've got our pillows, we did our fridge, and we did our little shelf. Yeah? Okay. So I think I could just, whoop, don't fall over. I kind of talked about our sneak peek, but yeah, we will go ahead and do the lamps, and I'm gonna relook at these lamps because we do put the wire in after it's already assembled and glued onto the table, and I think that was troublesome last time. So I'm gonna look at that, and then we're gonna make the bed, and then if we get all of this done, which I don't know, we'll see. We're gonna do a little stool, and what is that? Oh, the little vanity mirror, and then we have a shelf. Okay, so we've got some building to do, right? But we will finish up our bedroom. So we finished up the kitchen. Here we have the kitchen items, and then we have started on our bedroom. If you guys are still here, you're awesome. Thank you so very much. I really, really do appreciate you guys every day. So thanks again, and I hope to see you on the next build. Bye.